guys, Tattoo for You Richard here, and do you know what time it is? Do ya? Can't hear anybody. It's time for a journey into Forgeworld. That's right, I can dance with no music, because why not? Today we're gonna build Tigershark. The Tigershark with the drone bay. And boy, does it give me some headaches. Because I don't know if I'm going to permanently seal up the drone bay, or am I going to make it openable? Openable? So, let's go table down to build a Tigershark. So here we go, table down on this bad boy. So I got this. I know it wasn't part of my original Forgeworld order. I got this after the fact through eBay. It was a company that sells used stuff. I guess they buy lots from people and then resell it on eBay and whatnot. Really cool company. I was really nervous at first, thinking I was going to get a bunk, recast piece of junk, but everything I can tell, it looks like legit Forgeworld, man. The resin reminds me of all the other resin that I've messed with so far. Came with the instruction booklet. It was in a Forgeworld bag, so I'm pretty sure this is legit Forgeworld. Now this is the standard Tigershark. It's the one that has the drone bay on bottom, and so it comes with plastic drones as well. I can't remember how many it holds, but from the looks of the drone bay, it's functional. Like, it closes and opens, but at the same time, when it opens, I don't see how I can put the drones in and remove them properly. And what's up, puppy? Stark. What are you doing, Stark? You want to be a star of the show for a minute? You're going to eat my Tigershark. No, doggy. No. He's a cute puppy. He's a cute puppy dog. Anyway, sorry. Okay, now he's going to come over to the side and love on me some more over here. But yeah, I don't know how I'm going to put him in there and take him out. It just doesn't, to me, seem feasible. Especially when you put it together right, the way it's supposed to. It's not like you can take the drone bay off, remove the drones, and then snap it back on. At least from what I can understand and see. So, this is going to be a process. We're going to do it in one video, but I'm going to do it completely different than any of the other videos I have. First off, the instructions, it's missing pages. It is just, as near as I can tell, one page. It does have the breakdown of everything I'm supposed to have. So I don't know what the deal is on that. Here's your drone bay that I'm talking about. All the drones kind of sit in there. I'm assuming it comes with enough drones to fill this up, which is cool because I literally have like 8 drones in my entire army. Here's all your different things of the ship. Engines. Here's your pilot bay, your pilot's ejection pod, which goes in there. It's the one that has the ion cannons. So yeah, you have 2 options for the landing gear. You can either have them retracted or out, so they come with the little bases. What I'm planning on doing is magnetizing. I'll show you on this. So I'm going to use these post holes, and they line up to the gear and the actual feet of the gear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little magnet right above that and put a magnet on the landing gear and then put a magnet on the feet part. So that way I can display it and have it landed or I can remove those and put the gear on, and that has it in flying mode. Now it doesn't have a flight stand with it or anything like that, so I'm gonna have to build one and come up with one. I've seen people use business card holders from a company, and you can get some acrylic rods and you make a tray that this can sit in. Now there's a lot of green stuff work on it that still needs to be done and sanded and cleaned up, but it's stuff I can work around right now and get this built to show it, and then kind of do all the rest later. Like, this was a mega miscast in here. I smoothed it out quite a bit, but I still need to build it up some more and then finish smoothing it out and sand all the rest of that off. But so yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do with the, as far as the stand goes, and that'll be later down the line. I'll probably do a video of that on its own when I build it. But really, man, we're gonna get on this and we're gonna rock on it. I'm gonna kind of pop in, show you what I'm gonna do, and then jump off, do it, and then show you after it's finished. We're not gonna do that thing where I try to work on it on camera because it kind of throws everything off right now. Oh, but I will show you something before we get started on this, since I said I put together something without showing everybody. So here's the base I'm working on the R Varna. Here's its base. Here's its feet, its legs, which pretty much are the same as the Y Tide. Almost stands up on its own. It's gonna fall. No, really. Oh, see, it fell. And then here is the R Varna. Now I have it set up two ways. Here's your standard. It can sit like that, but I'm kind of messing around with the pose where it's kind of angled a little bit, the way it's kind of like leaned over and just making a blast. Pow. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, there's that guy. He's built and ready to go. And I apologize I didn't show it on camera or do a video for it. Maybe I'll do a video of the painting, you know, as I work it up, because there's going to be a lot of cool lighting effects in there. So anyway, this is a little bit of a long intro, and we're going to get started on the Tigershark. I'll come back in a minute with my next step. Here we are. I think the neatest thing about the Forgeworld is their functionality, how they work in parts that move. So what we have here is the cockpit / escape pod. Still got some cleaning up to do down here. But with it being a separate piece, I can do that later. You've got both your pilots. They just kind of sit in there. And that's how I'm going to keep them. I'm not going to glue them on. So that way I can, I need to bend his arm out a little bit, because I think it's supposed to be over that, just like that guy in the back. But I'm going to keep them out so I can paint them and stuff. I'm not sure quite how I'm going to paint them just yet. But with the cockpit, it goes like this. It has this outer shell here. And then it has the, I guess, the canopy. Now what I'm going to do, since I got this cheap, and why not, is I'm going to drill a hole here and here. And like I said, Forgeworld models are functional. I am going to make it to where this opens and closes. So I'm going to do that off camera, because I'm sure I'm going to fail and cry tears. And I really don't want to do that on camera yet. We're cool, but I don't think we're that cool. But this is how it's going to go when it's all said and done. It's going to fit in there like that. So there are other pieces on bottom that help you line everything up, but that's how it goes. Oh, I've been shot. Eject. That's right. The ship hits the ground, it makes the fart sound. So guys, we're going to go off camera, and I'm going to drill holes in things that probably shouldn't have holes drilled in them. Yes! Alright, guys, here we are. So I drilled the hole through. And what I did is I started on one side, I held this down, I drilled in here, and then into there, and got it started. And then when I took this off, this is actually not glued on yet, so I took that off, and I continued the drill all the way through to where I had a hole lined up on both sides. And then I worked, once I got this hole drilled out, put this back in and drilled into there to start this one. And then I worked slowly and painstakingly just for a little while, drilling a little bit, pulling it out and pulling the resin dust out till I got all the way through. So now this is completely through. So we put it on, sits like so. And then this goes through just like that. So I'll snip it and trim it here on either side. And what I noticed is when you open it, it rotates the paper clip. I don't want that. I want to put a little dab of glue on the outside of this and let it kind of just chill. And I'll keep opening it and closing it so that way this doesn't get stuck or glued on. But what I want is this to pivot on the pin in here, because once this is all done, I'm looking to have that be trimmed and flush. And then I'll go back with some green stuff or liquid green stuff and put it over there and smooth it out. So that way it's not as noticeable. But yeah, guys, that's what I've got done so far. We're going to jump to another step. This is going to be a really easy step. We're going to put the wings on, which go in roughly like so. I got to make sure I got them on the right side. But that's going to be a really easy deal. Just a little bit of, okay, so this goes on the other side. This goes on this side. A little bit of super glue should hold those on really well. And then we'll see all the gaps once they're all said and done. But pausing the video again. I'm back. So we got the wings on. You can see here and here. They are on. The cockpit comes out. That top part's not glued on. I might add a magnet later, just right in there. We'll see. But I got it trimmed and pinned. So it's pinned in there, glued in there. I sanded it. This side needs just a little bit more sanding to be flush. It's not quite flush, but it works. Works great. Just like that. Pops open and closed. And so when it's on, you'll be able to open it and see inside. And you'll see the pilots are not pilots right now. So yeah, that's what I've got done right now so far. We're going to work on the drone bay next. And when I got this thing was mega warped. It's still not 100% in my opinion. But it's hard. With this there, it's hard to get it to sit flat. But this thing was like, seriously, like one corner was like, it was like a roller coaster. But sorry, my kiddo's shoes were bothering her. Here we got the drone bay. Yeah, you were? That's what you just said to me.
No, they were hurting me. Like someone stinging me.
Well, if they're hurting you, doesn't that mean they're bothering you?
They sting me.
Doesn't that bother you when things sting you?
No.
Oh, my bad. There's a difference. Arguing with a 5-year-old, you'll never win. So anyway, it's essentially like that. There's a couple other pieces that go in the back. Then we have this, which will go up front, and it allows it to slide up and in. Once I get it all put together, I'll kind of show you the functionality of it, and then you can kind of see my dilemma. So we'll be back in a little bit. All right, guys, so here we go. Here is the ship, and here's the drone bay. I got a couple drones in there for looks. They're not built all the way, so take those out. So here are the little pegs that slide in underneath here. I'll flip it over. So this way this goes on like this. Line it up, and it's upside down. Goes like that, just slides on in there. No. Now, hopefully nothing broke. I think everything's still glued in there. And it's supposed to follow a track to where it wedges in there, I guess, somehow, like that. And it doesn't come out. And then you will put these pieces here, I believe, somehow, all the way around. And that's going to lock it in place. Now my thing is, when it locks in place, how do you get the drones out easy enough when it comes down? Well, it falls out like that. That's how it works. I get it. No. So then it comes down like that. So you have all these drones in there. How are you supposed to pop them out? I don't think you do. I think they're for looks, honestly. But to me, that's just a waste of drones. So I'm still kind of torn on whether or not what we're going to do with this. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to leave it functional so it comes, opens and closes, but putting the drones in there just doesn't seem functional at all. So, excuse me. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do the next step is going to be work on back here. I wasn't too worried about these ridges. I kind of smoothed them down as much as I could. But we have the cowling for the engines that are going to go in here. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the engines mounted too. They go in their appropriate spots, along with the smaller engines for the outsides. So then that's going to be it for now. I'm going to go ahead and put the defense system back here on, because it's really easy to put on the back. And then that's probably it for now, and then we'll come back later on. The other thing too is I've noticed, like, my intakes up here are broken. So I'm debating on, I tried to do something with some green stuff to see if I could make it work, but it didn't work. But this one's broken, and this one on the other side is broken as well. So I'm debating whether or not just file these down a little bit and then just make all the others look just like it. Like take off the tops of all these and smooth them down. I don't know. That'll be something I don't have to do right now. I can do later. But yeah, we'll come back to it later on and see where we're at.
Alright guys, here we are. We finished the jet engines and the little, whatever those are called. So, I kind of jumped ahead a bit. I started magnetizing the landing gear. So, let me show you. This piece here is the front landing gear. And it's going to go right here. So, but I haven't glued it in yet. I'm going to do that here in a minute, but I want to break in and show you what we got going on. So, here's the middle piece of the gear. Hold on. Alright, so here's the middle piece of the gear. I have a magnet under there. It just was a little loose and I got it too far out, so I had to put some baking soda on there to get it really stiff. And I have a magnet here. So this is the body magnet. So the guns connect to it. So we have it where this can go here. You key up the peg and it magnetizes on there. And then here, this is a body magnet. And then the paneling, or the foot of the rudder, or the landing gear, is the gun part of the magnet. And it goes on like that. So, it actually stands up pretty good itself. So that's in the landing mode. So if I want to have it on a stand, take out the middle man, and then that just clicks in there like that. And so that would look like this. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and get that glued on and mounted. And then we're going to mount this next piece here too. This is going to take me a minute because I got to do some finagling and lining up and maybe pin it so it's in line better. But there you go. That's where I'm at so far. I'll see you in a little bit when we get further.
All right, guys. So here we go. I did all that with the landing gear. Has been done now. Which I can't remember if I showed you or not. Everything was still kind of drying. So, and see, there's the magnet, and the magnet's under there. All should fit. Find the hole. There we go. Whoop. Sorry, it's early in the morning today. My daughter, she's over there drawing. She's about to go out for the bus here in just a little bit. But we put this piece on. Everything goes on fine. This slides in and out. It catches a little bit, so you kind of got to give it a little twist. There. Not a twist, but a tilt. This is wedged in there because, like I said, it slides back and then down. But then whenever it's in, it also slides forward to lock in place. So we got the feet on. They have a little bit of wobbliness to them, but once you land it, it works out pretty good. Let's see if I can get a shot of underneath it as it's on the ground. Hey, honey, while I hold this camera, will you raise this up on either side? Just lift it straight up.
Like this?
Pick it up so we can see underneath it. See? There you go. Hi. Hello. So we have it landing. Lower it down. And I have a good display for this. I have an old... There's a head. Oh, no. Oh, sorry. Just not feeling 100% this morning. And then, of course, we can take these off. And then pop those back in like that. This one's a little weird. Sometimes it doesn't go in straight, but... And then there's flight mode. Landing gears are retracted. So what I'm going to do now, pretty much all I have left, well, I didn't put the vents on that I showed you earlier. They will actually go here. I need to do some trimming on them to get them to fit proper. They obviously need to be sanded down a bit. Let me see if I can find one that fits in there good. Are they all off? But anyway, they're going to go in there like that all the way around. I'm not going to glue those down until I want to paint the drone bay. First. Let me see. These will go kind of in there like so. Yeah, there's 4 of them. They go all the way around. And they help kind of lock the drone bay in place. Like that. So, and like I said, I don't want to glue those in until I've painted the interior of the drone bay. I mean, I'm not going to do a lot to it, but I want it painted. I don't want it just plain resin. So I'm going to go ahead and prime this here in a little while. And then we'll get ready to paint the inside, which will be just grays and stuff like that. I might do a couple little colors on there. I mean, not like you'll see it too much, but I need to fill that in with green stuff too. So, but then I have the front guns, which are these ion cannons, and they'll go on like so. I need to do some shaving on these too. I thought I had one that fit in there perfect. Yeah, it fits down. They'll both fit in there like that. But they also have these pieces here that get glued on like this. So they fit underneath like this. Just to kind of finish it off. So yeah, we got that to do. And then I have this piece here, which is your gun turrets for the wings. And it comes with this. So this will go in like so. And then this piece, just, you'll put a little glue on it. And it'll go in there like that. And then you won't glue them on the wings here. So that way you can rotate them. So it'll look like this from the top. But then the bottom look like that. And then if you don't put any glue on that, and that way you can still rotate it. So, and it locks itself in place, so you don't have anything to worry about. So I'm gonna do those two things, and then honestly, this build will be done. They do have these to put on the back, but I'm not gonna do it. I don't like them because to me that's just a thing to snap off. So I like this. I'm just gonna leave it like this sleek design, kind of like an old bomber, except for this bad boy bombs drones. So I'm gonna get all that done, then we'll come back and then I'll go over the completed build, except for the painting of the drone bay. So I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, guys, here we are with the finale. This one tried me. It tried to get me. It tried to take me over. Tried to take me out. But I did it. This journey into Forgeworld is complete. The biggest kit I've put together so far. The one that caused me the most problems. And I still have the Taunar to go. So we had a few issues, but I overcame them. The struggles were real. These are not put on yet, and we know why, because I'm going to paint the drone bay first. Here we have both the pilots. We have pilot number 1. Now when I got it, they both were the exact same. But I did a little heating of them and moved his arm in more and tilted his head slightly. Then we have the ship itself that I finished and completed with its few little trinkets and doodads of my own devising. That made no sense. Came out of my mouth and it was stupid. Anyway, so here we have the little escape pod, you know. I had some issues with this just a second ago. I was about to try to do some filming and I was going to pull it out and show you, and it apparently when I had put the guns on, these front guns, some glue had leaked under the edge and fused itself here. So it got stuck. So I had to do some finagling to get that bad boy off. But, so here we have the cockpit. These guys just slide on in there. So obviously I left them loose so I can paint them separate and keep them in or out however I want to do it. But I really like what I did with this front guy. To give him more action, like he's reaching for that center console. Which looks just like the back one. So he's reaching for it. And then this guy's just back there chilling, doing whatever he's supposed to do. So I can always swap him out. Like this guy's up here flying. This guy's back here reaching for the console to launch the drones or something. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so that worked out good. And then, of course, we have the feature I did on it. With this that opens. So later on you can see inside once it's all painted up. And I'll do the cockpit a little brighter. Man, my bad. I don't know what color or how I'm going to paint this yet. I mean, my army colors are the typical greens, red, and white. That's the main base tones. But do I want to do this all green, all red, or all white? I don't know. I thought about doing it a gray color. And, you know, trying to bring the white up on it a lot more. As there's a little issue we had. When it goes in, it hits because it goes in an angle a little bit. So I got to kind of slide it sideways and it fits good. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. Been dealing with that sinus infection for a while. Thanks to these allergies out here in Texas. So here we go. We're going to do a little circle around it. This is what it looks like from the top. I still got the green stuffing to do and finish off, but that's no big deal. Here is the gun turrets we put on. They're a little loose, but it does move. It rotates. At least this one does. The other one does not. Sorry. There's your engines. Oh no, we have a landing gear malfunction. These are the air burst defense things. The engines, there's gaps in the engines. So I'll be filling that with green stuff and smoothing all that out. I did take off these. I need to do some sanding on those to get those ready. Here's your other drone cannon. Landing gear failure. Now this one we had an issue with. Whenever I glued it down, it wouldn't rotate proper. So I took it off, kind of cleaned it up a little bit more, put it down, and it rotated fine. But then the gluing process, some glue leaked over and it got stuck. But at least it's stuck straight. So at least it looks good. So let's flip her over. And then obviously you can see the first thing I did under here is with the landing gear. This one over here wants to, I have the magnet slightly off so it pulls out a little bit. But okay, we have those where you can take those off and just pop on the gear, the feet. And then I'm going to have that flight mode. And I'll make the stand eventually, the flight stand. So, and then we got this. And of course the drone bay. Slides back and pops up. Sometimes you got to get a good grip on it. Oh, come on now. Failure, people. Failure. Really, it does. It pops out, I swear. There we go. So then the drone bay lowers. And then I guess from the back angle, you'd see where all the drones would come flooding out. Or they just drop the drone bay completely. So, anyway, this thing was a bit of a beast, guys. But it's a nice model. I think I maybe went into it a little bit more of a rush. I wanted to have a whole week to put it together, and I kind of only had 2 days. So, but here it is. This is the Tigershark. Hopefully you'll see it soon once it's painted up. I still got to finish up the Remoras and then move on to the Ivarna and our Varna. I'll probably get those painted up at the same time. And then work on this bad boy. So, anyway, guys, thank you for joining me in another exciting adventure of Journey into Forgeworld. I know it wasn't like your typical ones where you get to watch me build the whole time. So hopefully that wasn't too bad. But next week we're going to start the Taunar, the big supremacy suit, the KX-139. And it's going to be a process. That one will probably take a couple weeks. And I'll go through that one too while we're building it. Not only with the building of it, but the painting of it and the basing of it as well. We'll use that'll be part of the series of it too, because I have This is going to be part of the base. I have a lot of work to do on it because I'm going to cut back here off and do some working on the inside of that resin, like Dremel some of it out, carve it out, and then do some wiring coming through so it looks like it's broken off. And then probably cut here so it kind of sits in the base a little bit better. And then I'll have to do some kind of I may just do a build-up of rocks and stuff and cork to make a fake engine that's going to be buried in the dirt. So a lot of this, like here, will be covered by dirt, so it looks like it's in there. But I don't want to give away too much, even though I feel like I already did. So anyway, guys, I thank you so much for joining me. And this build, I'm sorry I wasn't as enthusiastic as I normally am. Just been run down a lot lately. So, but no worries. I will be back to normal soon. My birthday is Sunday. I'll be turning the big 38. So, I'm excited for new things to come. Guys, I love you. Thank you. Y'all take care and like, comment, subscribe. And anything else you want to see me do? It's going to be a little while before I get some more Forgeworld because money is not there anymore because I bought all these stupid things. But I love you guys. Y'all take care. Have a happy, wonderful nerd life, man. Peace out.